September 27th, St. Vincent de Paul, priest, patron of charitable societies. St. Vincent was born of poor parents in the village of Poix in Gascony, France, about 1580. He enjoyed his first schooling under the Franciscan fathers. Such had been his progress in 4 years that a gentleman chose him as sub-preceptor to his children, and he was thus enabled to continue his studies without being a burden to his parents. In 1586, he went to the University of Toulouse for theological studies, and he was ordained priest in 1600. In 1605, on a voyage by sea from Marseilles to Narbonne, he fell into the hands of African pirates and was carried as a slave to Tunis. His captivity lasted about 2 years until divine providence enabled him to effect his escape. After a brief visit to Rome, he returned to France, where he became preceptor in the family of Emmanuel de Gondi, Count of Joigny, and general of the galleys in France. In 1617, he began to preach missions, and in 1625, he laid the foundation of a congregation, which afterward became a congregation of the Mission of Lazarus, so named on account of the priory of St. Lazarus, which the fathers began to occupy in 1633. It would be impossible to enumerate all of the works of the servant of God. Charity was his predominant virtue. It extended to all classes of persons, from forsaken childhood to old age. The Sisters of Charity also owed the foundation of their congregation to St. Vincent. In the midst of the most distracting occupations, his soul was almost entirely united with God. Though honored by the great ones of the world, he remained deeply rooted in humility. The apostle of charity, the immortal Vincent de Paul, breathed his last in Paris at the age of 80, September 27, 1660. Prayer. God, you gave St. Vincent de Paul apostolic virtues for the salvation of the poor and formation of the clergy. Grant that, endowed with the same spirit, we may love what he loved, and